Let's name our favorite player from every team in Major League Baseball. There's nothing going on in baseball right now, so me and James figured it'd be a great time for us to just name baseball players for 30, 40 minutes. This is going to be active players only. If you guys want to see us do of all time for every single team, drop a like on the video. I don't know. I'm going to ask for 1,000 likes. You guys get 1,000 likes, we'll record that shit ASAP. We will get on it instantly. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you to our members as well. We got a new one in there. Oh, JT McFever coming over from Metsup as well. Shout out JT. Double shout out to him.
Go JT.
He got over on Metsup too. But all right, James, let's start off with our Mets because this is our channel. This is a Mets channel. So who's your favorite Mets player right now, James?
It's by far and away Francisco Lindor. He's
same.
in terms of any player that's even watching baseball, the combination of offense, contact, power, base running, defense, speed. It's just like there's so few players in the whole game as well rounded as Francisco Lindor. And whatever the media wants you to think right now, the guy's a really good baseball player and one I'm so thrilled and blessed to have on my team.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a little bit of hoe behavior if I just jump ship right to Juan Soto immediately. Like Juan Soto is probably going to be the most talented Mets player we ever see in our lifetime. There's a pretty good chance no one's going to be better than that guy that's ever put on the Mets when all things are said and done. But Francisco Lindor's been here. He's been part of the new era. He's been so good. He's been on some bad teams. He's been on some good teams. The defense, the bat, everything. We've met him, too, when we worked with the team. Genuinely one of the nicest guys we've ever come in contact with.
Unbelievably.
So, for me, Francisco Lindor was a very easy pick for my favorite player for the New York Mets.
Now I want to get to favorite player from teams that we both hate.
Yeah.
Mark, who is your favorite player in the Atlanta Braves?
This one is tough. I tend to respect greatness. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to be a little more chalk, where you're going to be a little more Brooklyn hipstery. But I went Ronald Acuna Jr. I mean, he's just, when he's at his best, he's electric to watch. When he's not, he's still incredible. Like this past year, he wasn't running. His glove was horrible. He wasn't moving very well, and he still hit balls to the moon. He just absolutely mashes baseballs. And even if he never steals bases again, at the pace that he was at, which was insane, he could steal 5 bases a year. Doesn't matter. I could watch that guy take BP for hours. He's just one of the most fun hitters at the plate in baseball.
See, I tried to go against the grain a little bit because I figured you would respect greatness as you do. And I do love watching Ronald Acuna Jr. Watching him helps me transcend my hatred for the Braves, which I've had since I was a wee lad. I love Spencer Schwellenbach. He's one of the guys.
He was my other choice.
And a big part of this list is going to be the guys when I'm just, scrolling MLB TV on a Tuesday night in June. Who do I want to make sure I watch pitch? And Schwellenbach is one of those guys where when he's pitching, I'm like, I want to watch Spencer Schwellenbach. It's so impressive how he journey just to get to the majors as quickly as he did, from being a two-way player, shortstop, closer at the University of Nebraska. It's like one of my favorite stats. He made like 25 starts total from high school to the major leagues, and he's one of the best pitchers in the league. Mixes up fastballs. He has a bunch of different off speeds. He added the cutter. It's such an incredible array of things, a combination of stuff, velocity, command. It's so fun to watch him pitch. And he's one of the guys when he's on, I'm clicking on to watch him.
You know, that was one of my guys. When he got drafted by the Braves, I was like, I think they might have got a guy here because he was just such a good athlete and he threw 95 miles an hour. I'm like, surely if he learns how to pitch, he'll become even better. And what do you know? He learned how to pitch and he became, like you mentioned, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Also, just to put a pin in an idea, we got to make a must-watch tier
for sure.
of pitchers and hitters.
I think I put that on the Google sheet today.
Incredible. Love to see that. All right, let's talk about the other team that we hate, the Philadelphia Phillies. James, who do you got?
This one a little more chalk. Zach Wheeler.
Oh, whoa, okay, yeah. I mean, pitching, that makes sense.
I went very pitching heavy for this list because, again, I kind of thought about his favorite players, like who do I like watching. The thing that will drive me to a random baseball game, like I said, in Tuesday night in June, is who's the starting pitcher. And I try to catch as many Zach Wheeler starts as I can every single year. Also, just we have that little different fascination with Wheeler as Mets fans where we kind of were able to watch him grow up. We got to see how much he went through early in his career with the injuries, the command, the ineffectiveness, discovering his arm slot, discovering his repertoire, letting his stuff play, figuring out the right pitches that worked for him, blossoming as one of the best pitchers in baseball with our bitter rivals. Also, I have a funny story about Zach Wheeler. When I was trying to work for baseball teams back in the day, I applied to work for the Phillies. I got to the second level, and the second level was handing in a bunch of essays. And one of the essays was, if the free agents available this offseason, who do you think is the best value? And I wrote a diatribe about Zach Wheeler. I talked about pitch mix, talked about all the things he could add. I talked about his similarities to a guy like Garrett Cole, who was a similar late bloomer. And then, I don't think they used it. They of course, didn't hire me, but they gave me a nice reason as to why. But then I watched them sign Zach Wheeler, and I was like, damn it. But yeah, I love watching Zach Wheeler.
It's also funny, too, because when that signing happened, I remember people were like, what an overpay, freaking out. And on YouTube at the time, I was one of the few people who was like, incredible deal. I was like, this guy's going to be so good if he stays healthy. Just wait and see. And hey, both of us were right, just in different ways. I went with Bryce Harper, a guy that you hate when he's not on your team, but you wish he was on your roster. You'd love him, be one of your favorite players. And another just going to be a Hall of Famer, was one of the first like superstar prospects, really, like that we in our lifetime that we actually could pay attention to closely. While he does drink his raw milk and gets his blood transfusions to give him younger life or whatever he's doing in his free time, he's so ridiculously good. And I do think for like making baseball cool for the generation that's a little bit younger than us, probably not necessarily ours, I think he did do a lot for the growth of the game.
I think so too, and he's also in an open spat with his general manager right now. So I do love players that like have a chip on their shoulders. Always great.
He wore the not elite shirt right during BP the other day.
Yeah, which is again Dave Dombrowski said he's not elite anymore. But Nationals team that's kind of hard to find a favorite player.
There's not many good baseball players on this roster, so I went with a guy that I saw take one swing on Twitter, James Wood, back when he was in high school. He had a wood bat home run on a pitch that was about 10 feet above his head, and I think he hit it 500 feet, and I was like, that guy's going to be really good at baseball. I think there's no way he isn't. He had his ups and downs, but I've loved watching his career so far.
I picked James Wood as well. It's just, again, that team is kind of a hard thing to pick. I wanted to do Mackenzie Gore, but he just pisses me off so much and can't be my favorite player if he ever makes me mad when I watch him play. And I kind of had that come to moment with him. But it's just, especially when you look around the league and you just think about ceiling. I think a lot of these fun baseball conversations revolve around player ceilings. Another video idea: which player at every team has the highest ceiling. That's kind of fun. But like the things that he can do right now between power, speed, and plate discipline at 22 years old, he looks like he still hasn't grown into his body. He kind of walks around like a baby giraffe. Like it looks like it's going to be scary if he stays on the same development trajectory that he's begun his career on.
Yeah, he could be a special player. I think he's 22, 23 years old, like you said. So
he just played this season, age 22 season. Yeah.
He's so young. He could be so good. All right, final team in the division, Miami Marlins. I know this has got to be a pitcher for you.
This one I went so weird. Edward Cabrera.
Okay, I knew it was going to be Edward. I went weirder for this one.
What'd you do?
Tyler Phillips. He's the guy who comes out the bullpen and beats the shit out of his face. I'm like,
okay.
Tyler Phillips is like whatever as a reliever. I don't know if he's like a back end guy or whatever he's going to turn out to be, but I do love that he's just an insane psychopath. And unlike Ken Giles, who beat himself up because he was mad at himself for pitching poorly, Tyler Phillips does it to be like, let's lock in, let's fucking go. And every baseball team needs one of those just mentally unhinged people.
No, definitely seems like a fun guy to have around. I also love a guy like Tyler Phillips. I'm sure he's like a sweetheart off the field.
Oh, he's a Jersey guy too, by the way.
Oh, he is a Jersey guy. I think I've heard him on a podcast too, and he was just like seemed like a really chill guy. And they're like, "You hit yourself in the face." It's like, "Yeah, I gotta lock in." So that's a funny one. But Edward Cabrera is just like he's like another strange animal reference. Like he was just kind of like that wild horse that you just couldn't, you couldn't get right. Just buck you off, you freak out. But then all of a sudden this year, all these things came together. Dropped the arm slot, figured out the sinker, strike rate went up, and you just let the nasty stuff play. It's just another guy where it's like when he's pitching, mostly because I don't know what's going to happen, but I do like watching it.
Incredibly niche reference, but that's how people know you didn't play MLB The Show, because he was one of the most dominant pitchers to ever grace Diamond Dynasty, because his card was unreal, but for the same reasons. Like, he's a wild horse. He's got the craziest stuff in the world. If he could ever rein it in, boy, you got some real power there.
What division you want to go to next?
Let's go through the National League first. Let's make the American Leaguers wait.
Cubs. Who's your favorite player in the Cubs?
Seiya Suzuki. Not even close. Hands down. When we went to Wrigley for the game that you joined me at, right? You came to Wrigley with me for that game where we saw Healy?
Oh, I came to Wrigley. That's where I lost my T-shirt.
Great T-shirt.
Great T-shirt.
Bought my Seiya Suzuki jersey. I think he's a criminally underrated hitter in the grand scheme of baseball. Just a beast. All he does is mash, and I like players like Seiya.
Something people don't know about Wrigley Field: free pickles. But
yes.
My favorite. I figured you'd go with Seiya Suzuki, and I think he's also my favorite pound for pound. But give some shots at Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd's the man. Matthew Boyd goes out there with just fucking nonsense every single start.
Nothing.
But he has something. Like the changeup for Matthew Boyd's always been so good. Great vertical separation with the fastball. It comes in also 15-mile-an-hour difference on the fastball, which is unbelievable. And they look the same coming out of his hand on the same vertical and horizontal plane. He worked as a curveball. He got the slider going this year against the lefties. Like it's fun to watch him pitch, because people like to use this line a lot. Matt Boyd's a real pitcher. He's not a thrower. He's going out there with a plan, and he's executing. And
Which is funny, because I think at the beginning of his career, he was very much a thrower.
I think, but sometimes it takes, especially the big lefties like Matthew Boyd. Like, it's just, you're on a different timeline than other guys. Like, it takes you a while. Matthew Boyd had the best season of his career at 34 years old.
He was great.
Like, that's it. Like, I think I expect him to have another good one this year because it seems like everything he did was quite repeatable. He's a fun pitcher to watch, fun ballpark for him to be in. I think the Cubs fans took to him really well this year.
Cincinnati Reds, James, is it the obvious choice?
This one has to be. It's Ellie De La Cruz.
Of course, it's Ellie De La Cruz. You guys got triggered in the comments. Alien, freak. I gave the worst clues
bad
ever.
hints.
I can't just say Reds. They immediately go to Ellie. That would completely ruin the point of the video. But for talk about ceiling, could be the highest ceiling in baseball.
Could be. I mean, when Shohei Ohtani exists, it's hard to say that.
He doesn't count. He's different.
Yeah. But it's like Ellie De La Cruz could be exactly what Bobby Witt is, at the drop of a hat whenever it happens. He cut the strikeouts this year.
With like 40 homers.
And a switch hitter.
Yeah.
But like he still has, again, similar to Buck Bronco on defense. Sometimes you just can't really rein in what's going on over there, but still just range-wise, like Ellie De La Cruz is the kind of guy where it's nice that we have the advanced stats and metrics that we do because we don't even realize how good his range is when you watch him because you just expect him to get to every single ball. But then he gets to him and then sometimes makes a bad play. A lot of times he makes a bad throw. Then you hold it against him. But it's like he can probably get to like 40, 50% more balls than a guy like Derek Jeter could have gotten to in his career.
I also, something that me and you have spoke about before, like going to Mets games, you have players that you want to watch. Ellie De La Cruz comes to town. You're like, I got to see this guy play in person.
It's also a fun thing with Ellie, and we saw this with O'Neal Cruz this year when the Pirates came to town. It's funny sometimes to see some of these guys in person.
Yes.
I remember remembering this about Luis Castillo, too. Sometimes we just don't realize how huge these players are, like how big they are. Like, baseball players don't get that kind of acclaim. Like, we consider, like, football players, like, freaks of nature. Basketball players, like, mutants sometimes. But, like, baseball players, some of them seem like they could blend into society. You see a guy like Ellie De La Cruz, like, you cannot blend into society.
You're like, you play baseball? That's the sport you play?
Like, you're gifted to the upteenth degree. Also, special shout out for the Reds. Wanted to squeeze him in. Chase Burns. Chase Burns got unbelievable stuff. I think
Italian.
by this time, really,
he was born in Italy.
Nice, good for Chase. By this time next year, I think he'll be making some of these lists.
Nice, I like it. All right, Milwaukee Brewers. Are we gonna pick the same guy for the Brewers?
Maybe. Who are you?
Abner Uribe. Give me Uribe all day. I love this guy. So the story of Uribe is, me and James went to the Fall League to go interview Brett Beatty. Incredibly niche reference for Mets stuff.
Yeah.
That was way, way back then. So we went to Arizona to interview Brett Beatty. We're just hanging around watching all the games. We see this guy walking down the what is it? The
tunnel, the corridor, the vestibule?
Warning track. That's the word. Warning track. And we're like, who is this guy? Talk about another huge human that's just absolutely built. Looked him up, Abner Uribe. We're like, that guy's going to throw 100 miles an hour. He threw 100 miles an hour. And he's turned into one of the best relievers in baseball, and he's electric on the mound. I love that Edwin Diaz, gets the strikeouts, calls it a game. He's pumped up. He gives you a screen. But Abner Uribe gives you the roll in the dice, which we all know is definitely not rolling the dice. But also at the same time will fire a gun into the dugout. Like, it's awesome.
I like when relief pitchers have personality. Actually, again, niche reference just for you and I. I have a different Fall League guy from that year on this list. But my favorite Brewer, and this is one of my chalkier picks. It's Mizorowski.
Yeah.
Like there's no one that like looks like him, can throw pitches like him in baseball. Like I remember those first few starts he made when he was ripping 96-mile-an-hour sliders, like chin music to lefties. I was like, what the hell's going on with this dude? Like the closest
thing would have been, and it was like Randy Johnson, but from the left side.
Yeah, basically. But like Randy Johnson was a little bit herky-jerkier, where I feel like Miz has a lot more. Like Randy Johnson still played a little bit more of an East-West game, where Miz is like, I'm gonna throw this at your face. You better watch out. I think also a lot of the public perception went against Mizorowski the way the All-Star game went this year, just because Major League Baseball shoehorned him in there when he really didn't deserve the spot. Yeah. They took it away from guys like Christopher Sanchez and Ranger Suarez, who very much deserved the spot. A lot of these guys have all-star clauses in their contract where they get bonuses, which again sucks when, again, good for Mizorowski, not taking this against him. The league put him in there. It was their decision. But I feel like now the baseball world, a little bit, some people kind of rallied against him because the ERA wasn't pristine, but stuff-wise, watchability-wise, like you see him pitch and you're like, something different's happening right now.
Yeah, no, he's a very, very talented player, and I would assume we're going to see some crazy stuff from him next season.
Yeah, Cardinals. Weird one here.
I just went Jordan Walker because that's
my
guy. That's just my guy. I'll never give up on Jordan Walker. The day he gets traded from the Cardinals is the day that I'm going to buy the shit out of all of his cards because that guy's going to go back to where we once thought, which could be a premier hitter in the game. I don't know what's gone wrong. I'm not sure, besides just blaming it on the Cardinals.
Because when
He was so good in the minors.
He was also a 20-year-old rookie who was 15% better than league average with the bat
And they sent him down.
was learning a new position. The next year is one of my favorite stats. Jordan Walker had 3 flyouts that traveled at least 4, I think it was 398 feet while he was really struggling. And the Cardinals sent him down on what was theoretically a rebuilding team. They probably should have just given him runway to perform. Sent down, seemed like he screwed with his head. He changed his swing. He couldn't lift the ball before. Then he got much worse at lifting the ball. It's just, like you said, I'm ready for the day Jordan Walker is freed. But last one in this division, sure it's going to be the chalkiest one, the Pirates.
I did not go chalk here. I love Paul Skeens, but I got to give a shout out to my boy Endy Rodriguez. I love me some Endy.
This guy, how many major league at bats Endy Rodriguez have?
88, I'm gonna say. Not many, but I love him as a player. I think it's really interesting when you get like these uber athletic catchers, and he can also play second base, I think, as well, which is always fun.
Shockingly, he's 238 major league plate appearances.
Right,
261 major league plate appearances.
It's a little more than I thought, but I like Endy, and I also feel bad for him because he's just been getting hurt by the injury bug. Like, that team so desperately needs a catcher. I'd love to see Endy actually get a real shot.
Yeah, I went Paul Skeens because, like, I think
the
the best thing about Paul Skeens is that he's, I think, rightfully perceived as a power pitcher, but he's so good with the finesse stuff of the game. He's so good at playing the edges. He's so good at using the teeny tiny little ways he can adjust his ball, get a little sneaky east-west movement, the cutter, the splinker, the two-seamer. Like, it's great to watch pitch. He's like if Foolish Baseball had this video. It's like if Greg Maddux threw 102 miles an hour.
Also, just a baseball guy. He loves baseball, and he doesn't really do anything else besides hang out with Livy Dunn.
Yeah, which my uncle was saying outrageous things about Livy Dunn on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
my 70-year-old uncle.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I can't get rid of that one. Like, have you seen that commercial? I was like, Uncle Lou, not right now. But
love Uncle Lou.
Let's go to the National League West. Dodgers.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I figured we know Shohei. I wanted to just give shout out to Will Smith.
Yeah. Oh, he was my number 2, just because respect good
mind.
catchers. And as much as I respect Freddie Freeman, I could never say that guy's my favorite. He's simply killed the Mets too many times at every single moment he got.
And again, Mookie is just like we know how good Mookie is. But Will Smith is a guy, kind of the unsung hero of that team. Such a consistent performer. Got the home run in the World Series this year. Like Will Smith is like going to sneak his way into a Hall of Fame career, and we're not even going to notice it because he's never going to be a top 3 player in his own team.
No, won't even come close.
At least he was. Maybe when he came up, he was. Fun one. San Francisco Giants.
I went Willie Adames.
Okay.
I think just in terms of baseball, I think at times he gets a little underrated. I think you look at his numbers and he just plays good baseball pretty much his entire career, ever since he left the Rays because he couldn't hit into the Trop. But like, shout out David Stearns, saved Willie Adames' career.
Shout out David Stearns. I went for one chalk pick, Matt Chapman, just again, solid as all hell. It's one of those baseball players we're watching his whole career and you basically never even notice him, but like he just does so many things well day in and day out. Great clubhouse. Seems like a great clubhouse guy, just does all the right stuff. But I wanted to give a shout out to Jose Butto.
Miss Jose Butto.
I'll respect him forever. Just
also
wanted to say his name.
Fun thing too. I feel like the Giants, just as a whole, like of course are Mets fans, so we listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron, and it feels like the Giants roster has a lot of guys that like that era would really just like love as baseball players. Like I feel like Gary, Keith, and Ron, like they love Adames, they love Devers, they love Chapman.
It's just Logan Webb is another great one for there. They just have great baseball culture.
Yes.
Like the San Francisco Giants fans. Like you watch these fans freezing their ass off in the middle of July with the coats and the hats and the earmuffs. And it's like, damn, you guys are out there every single game just ready to go. It's nice. It's a great collective fans they have there.
Colorado Rockies. Is this where the fall league shout-outs come in?
Hell yeah.
Is it going to be, it's either going to be Ezekiel Tovar or Victor Vodnik.
Victor Vodnik, baby.
There it is.
I love Victor Vodnik. I love any pitcher that's ready to go into Colorado and try to do it. And the fact that Victor Vodnik's got 100-mile-an-hour ched and he just tries to get through it. Sometimes he had great spurts last year, also blew a lot of saves, had some ugly blown saves where he still like a 5 run spot. But he's fun to watch him. And also, I don't know if this is your guy, but I love Jordan Beck.
Not my guy.
I love a guy that plays outfield with their hair on fire.
He does play with his hair on fire.
That's one of my favorite archetypes of baseball. I don't know how good Jordan Beck will be moving forward, but he just gets dirty, plays his ass off. Like he's a grinder, gamer.
I'll never forgive the Colorado Rockies for drafting Chase Dollander because that guy had an opportunity to be one of, in my opinion, at some point, one of the 10 best pitchers on the planet. And the Rockies did a disservice to this young man's career by drafting him to their organization and putting him in that hellhole. On the road, he's unbelievable. At home, he's horrendous.
Is he your pick?
Yeah, he's my pick. Chase Dollander is my favorite Rocky. Every time he makes a road start, I am 100% locked in. I love Chase Dollander. I hope he gets to pitch on the road against the Mets this year.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been banging the Ketel Marte drum for a really long time, and now people know he's very good. But even still, I don't know if people actually appreciate how good of a player he is. He's like one of the 10 best hitters on the planet by all numbers counting, rate numbers, OPS, whatever you want. Ketel Marte just mashes. And also, I think what happened to him this year was bullshit with like the kind of witch hunt hit piece shit that came out. I don't like that. And the Chicago White Sox fan who took shots at him for like his mom
cried.
and everything, like, go fuck yourself. Be a better human.
Wow, Mark's got the potty mouth this video here. I went to one of my weird favorites, Ryan Nelson. The guy just there's
Good
something about it.
fastball.
Some about the pitcher's got like a little shit to him like Nelson does. I think I've said that phrase also on this video earlier, but like 70% fastballs, hit it. I dare you to hit this pitch.
Fun fact about Ryan Nelson was a former shortstop as well. He got
Really?
an at bat this year in a game against the Cubs.
He did.
Smoked a single up the middle.
I was saying he reached base. He had the highest. I think he had the highest WRC plus in baseball, 1-for-1. But he I was like, it was something else. He had the highest something, whatever. But he's just again fun pitcher. He just goes up there. He's again 2/3 of these pitches are going to be fastballs. I dare you to try and hit it.
Last team, San Diego Padres. Who you got, James?
I mean, I love Michael King, man.
That is your guy.
Michael King does things on the mound that no other pitcher in baseball can do. The way he can manipulate changeups and sinkers, two-seamers, is just special. He could do things with those pitches against different sides of the plate that other pitchers simply cannot. And when he's on, he's healthy. Like the ceiling is one of the 8 best pitchers in the whole league, from my view.
Give me Fernando. I know people have their opinions on him, but again, talking about like must-watch baseball players, electric moments, I feel like that guy is attached to every single one that's happened for the Padres over the last 5 years. He's so good.
He's entertainment above all else.
Yes, he's premium entertainment, especially because he's good in the outfield too now. Insane.
One of the best outfits. But now he also gets kind of like the fame Gold Gloves. He probably hasn't been a Gold Glove caliber outfielder the last few years, or at least a Platinum Glove caliber outfielder.
Platinum Glove, I think, is fan voted technically, so that would.
That's what I'm
sense.
saying. So he gets the fame glove.
But still very.
Yeah,
good
no,
out
still great. The way he's transitioned there is amazing.
American League. All you Canadians, we've made you wait long enough. We're going to start off with the Toronto Blue Jays because we know, shockingly, like 30% of our audience is Canadian, and that means 30% of you are at least Blue Jays fans. My favorite player, of course, is going to be Dalton Varsho.
Are you being serious?
Of course. Who else would it
Nice.
be? Dalton Varsho.
Love Dalton Varsho. I wanted to do Vlad because I do love Vlad, but mine is Ernie Clement.
Oh, yeah, I would have been able to predict that one.
I was singing Ernie Clement's praises to you. Him and Spencer Horowitz together in that late season surge, so I'm using surge generously by the Blue Jays in 2024 when I just, for work, got signed tons of Blue Jays games. And I was like, I'm telling you right now, guys, this team's building something. And you were like, this team sucks. And you still let me have us bet them to win the World Series. And we got this close.
Got so close again. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Ernie Clement is a
Love
good
Ernie.
one.
Grinder.
Dalton Varsho, I have to be indebted to him for the rest of the time.
Love Ernie Clement. Yankees.
Jess Chisholm, bad week for him.
Bad week.
Maybe one of the worst weeks you could have ever had. I wish I didn't see or hear any of that. Bad look to get dunked on. Shout out Cutter is King. Absolute legend on Twitter. Dude's a beast.
Yeah,
but
incredible.
yeah, it's Jazz.
Jazz. I actually went with Jazz too. Again, like Judge was kind of boring.
Yeah, and the Yankees are boring too. Like there's like I don't Judge you would be the greatness pick. Everybody else on the roster I don't think necessarily deserves it. And Jazz Chisholm is fun and really good and underrated, and people hate him because he's Jazz.
Red Sox.
Roman Anthony. I'm going to see 71 games of that guy and say he's one of the best players in baseball. I wanted to rank him even higher in my rankings. I wanted to put him like top 20, but I can't really do that after 71 games. But just let it be known, and I know you share the same sentiment. He's going to be one of the best players in baseball probably next year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's funny, one of the first true debates we had in this channel was, can Roman Anthony win MVP? And by the end, you convinced me, so like that was a fair one. This is one where I went really weird. Romy Gonzalez.
Oh, nice.
I just love a player that fills a role in a very specific way. Like Romy Gonzalez is just, no one got Romy Gonzalez jerseys. No one.
Romy Gonzalez is the LeBron James of Rob Refsnyder's.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Rob Refsnyder might be the LeBron James of Rob Refsnyder.
He's the Michael Jordan of Rob Refsnyder.
Yeah, he is. But it's like the fact that he can just show up anytime he wants and hit a lefty. There was a great game midseason. It was I don't know, this sneak on national TV, I think it was an ESPN game in midsummer. It was Red Sox versus Phillies. Jesus Luzardo versus, was it Bayo? Was it Houck before he got hurt? I don't remember who it was, but the Phillies put up a crooked number in the middle of the game. And then the Red Sox started kind of getting after Jesus Luzardo. And it was kind of the midseason when Luzardo had that swoon. He had that bad Brewers start. The Red Sox almost missed in there. And they kind of got ticky-tack on him. They were drawing some walks, and they started to cut into the lead. And Romy Gonzalez just sat there and he waited for the changeup that got too much plate in Citizens Bank Park and hit one to the moon for a grand slam. I was just like, oh, yeah. Like, I'm on the team to hit lefties, and I'm here to hit lefties. And he crushed it. It was one of my most favorite at-bats to watch of the season. I think I can see the home run right now on his Baseball Reference, Baseball Savant spray chart game. Did I click it? Oh, that was a 3-run home run. I didn't click it. I missed it. But this was off position player Cody Clemens. That's hilarious. But I love Romy Gonzalez. You're here to do one thing. You do that thing. You do it really well.
Romy Gonzalez is awesome as a bench player. Like
Yes,
a perfect bench player. Next up, the Rays. Let's go Tampa Bay Rays, James. Who you got?
Are you going Junior Caminero?
Yeah, I'm going Junior Caminero.
Okay. I had a backup ready for you to go Junior Caminero. Joe Boyle.
Joe Boyle.
Love Joe
Barely
Boyle.
on the Rays, but he is.
If he ended the season on the Rays, I'm considering him on the Rays right now. The guy's just talk about the bucking Bronco analogy. If he can ever figure this thing out, and honestly, we got time for Joe Boyle to figure this thing out. Long time. If Joe Boyle doesn't click for 3 more years, I will not be surprised. If he clicks in April this year, I will not be surprised. Like, at any given moment, Joe Boyle can snap his fingers and be an ace, or he might never be a major league pitcher. And that kind of range of outcomes has me glued every single time he takes the rubber.
He's like Franchi Cordero of pitchers. You're like, I wouldn't be shocked ever if it
Anytime
happens.
this happens, it might happen, but also could really never happen.
Yeah, Junior Caminero just because hits bombs, bat flips, everything that I like in my players. He makes baseball fun.
Only players ever under, I think it was 22 or age 22 season or younger to have 4 the in 100. Junior Caminero, Ronald Acuna Jr., Mel Ott, Eddie Matthews.
It's a pretty good company
Sick
right
list.
there. Yeah.
Sick list. Excited to see Junior Caminero, but a little bit trepidatious because of those home road splits in the Blue League Park they played in this year.
Yes, definitely a little something to keep an eye out for. Last team in the division, Baltimore Orioles. It's Pete Alonso.
Yeah, I figured you'd do that. It's Jordan Westbrook.
Okay, yeah.
Ball player. Does it all.
He is
well.
a ball player, yeah. Pete's just I still can't get over that he's gone, but I'm rooting the hell for Pete in 2026. I hope he crushes the AL East.
For the rest of his career, I'll root for Pete Alonso. I'll never not appreciate him like Pete Alonso.
Let's get through the slog that is the AL Central. This is where you can get some really, really weird picks, James. So I can't wait to see what you've got. Minnesota Twins up first.
Oh, Minnesota Twins. I went kind of chalky, maybe not super chalky. Pablo Lopez.
Yeah.
This is just, again, a pitcher. Doesn't really, but not that Pablo Lopez doesn't have like incredible natural abilities, but the way he finds his way to work the edges, the way he developed his sweeper, he's added velocity, the changeup is amazing, right? It's very hard to get over the hump as a right-handed changeup pitcher, and the fact that Pablo Lopez has done that as well as he has, I also sneaky think he could still get traded.
Yeah.
Like, everything's just too quiet right now in the offseason. I think there's an outside chance of that, but he's a fun one. He's one of those guys too, like we always have. Basically, a lot of the times when we make these lists, and probably you guys are thinking that too, as you're thinking through your favorite player for all these teams. How badly do I want this guy on my team?
Yes.
And I've been begging for Pablo Lopez to be a Met for like 5 full years now. It's just, if it ever happens, I'll be so happy.
Yeah, I'm not fully begging for this guy to be a Met, but I love Royce Lewis, and I feel like last year was such a bad year. He's been so good prior to that. If he can ever stay healthy, I would love to know what Royce Lewis could do, but it just seems like it's Byron Buxton at third base.
Yeah, kind of. But also Byron Buxton, without the ceiling.
Yeah, well, he had the ceiling. He fell off a cliff last year.
Yeah, there were a couple dark years for Buxton before this new thing kind of popped out, so maybe it does come back. The Chicago White Sox.
Luis Robert Jr. Love me some Lou Bob. La Pantera, he was electric when he came up. A huge, huge prospect coming over from Cuba. One of the first I don't want to say defectors I followed because I knew who the guys were before that, but no, but I'm saying a big defector in my thing of seeing him actually defect, seeing the news, him going to the White Sox, how big of a deal it was. And he's put up some incredible years. He's put up some awful years as well. Talk about a fun range of outcomes. Luis Robert has got maybe the biggest.
I got a fun range of outcomes for you.
Grant Taylor.
Munetaka Murakami.
That's your favorite guy?
That's my favorite guy.
Play yet.
I've seen him play in Japan. I've seen the highlights of Japan. I saw the World Baseball Classic. There's probably no player archetype in baseball right now who's like Munetaka Murakami, where I don't know if this guy's ever going to make nearly enough contact to even be an above average AAA player, but there might be 3 or 4 guys in the whole league who have more raw power than him.
Fair.
And I think that right there I'm excited to see if this actually works out. I'm going to be watching intently this year.
Did you see his interview where he was talking to the guy, and the guy said about learning English and translating, and he accidentally said Spanish, and Murakami's like, Spanish?
Yeah.
I need to learn Spanish?
I also like him. He was like, call me Mune.
Yeah, Mooney. I like it.
It's going to be a fun one.
Let's go to the Tigers next. Did you go chalk? I did not.
Okay, I was expecting you to, so I guess I will if you're not. It's just, Tarek Skubal is
yeah.
he's must watch television. He he interacts with like pitching in a modern way now that I don't think that many other guys do. Where I know he's taking care of himself. I know he's understands all the deeper parts of pitching, and he's the guy. The way he's used analytics to aid and push his career forward is amazing. But he does it in such an old school way on the mound. Like when he finished off that complete game shutout against the Guards this summer, and he throws his last pitch, 102 hardest pitch of the game. He just like leans back, tongue out, just patting his glove. I was like, this guy is awesome. Like that playoff game too, like how gamery he was, like how Jorge Polanco got the better of him twice. He's just like looking around, like how could this be happening? Like, it's just the way he kind of took over that Guardians like game too. I don't know. Didn't they lose that Guardians game? No, they won that one.
Don't remember now.
That series is a blur. But he's a fun guy to watch pitch. He's demonstrative. He knows like it's sensational. It's the best stuff in the league probably. It's lefty too. Love a lefty. It's just he's incredible to watch. But special shout out to Reese Olson too.
Tarek Skubal's awesome. I went Spencer Torkelson. Again, I know he's the number 1 overall pick, but like I feel like people have gone so back and forth with him, and you just see the pure hitting ability that he has. Similarly, like I wanted to put Riley Green on there too, because weirdly Tigers fans are kind of like out on Riley Green because he strikes out so much, but I think 29 teams in baseball would take him, and probably 30, including the Tigers. Just the fan base doesn't like how much he strikes out. Same thing with Torkelson. He strikes out a little bit, but I think he's so good at the plate, and I just like him as a guy. All right, Kansas City Royals. Who you got, James?
I mean, you kind of have to be chalk and do Bobby Wood Jr.
I did not go there.
Okay, nice. I think Bobby Wood Jr., again, if we're making a list of like the best watches in baseball, like he's near the top of it. It's everything I said all the way to the top is about Francisco Lindor, but like as if he was 24 years old and was like the fastest guy in the world, where Bobby Wood runs the bases aggressively and really well. The range and the arm, then everything he does at the plate is like also up there with the best guys in the league. Like it's a full, complete baseball player. It's like when you close your eyes and you imagine like what a perfect baseball player like would be, play like, act like, it's Bobby Wood Jr. to a T. Like he feels like to me like we're watching like shortstop Mickey Mantle sometimes. Yeah, and it's like that's the level I see Bobby Wood Jr. and where I think his career could go from here. Yeah,
Bobby Wood's a great pick. I went with Salvador Perez just as a guy who was a former catcher, loved catching.
I think tags.
Almost not yet. He was so bad last year, but Salvi's just so good behind the plate. When I was in high school and still catching and doing stuff, like he was coming up in his career. He was an awesome catcher. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about that. He's been playing since 2011, Salvador Perez. It's been a long career, and now he's kind of found like a little renaissance in where before he was a solid hitting catcher but was glove first. Now he's still throwing out all the base runners like he always had, which is crazy considering the athleticism that he has at his age with all the innings that he's caught, and he's hitting 30 home runs a year now. Like it's a really cool twist to what usually doesn't happen with catchers. You normally don't become a better power hitter as you get older, and Salvador Perez has.
I think I've shared this stat before in this channel, but I will again because we respect Salvador Perez on the windup. Against the Royals this year, so it was partially Salvador Perez, also partially Freddie Fermin, especially in the first half, and towards the end of the year, Carter Jensen, who might be on this list next year.
Yeah.
There were only 70 total stolen base attempts the entire season against the Kansas City Royals. The team with the next fewest, the Milwaukee Brewers, allowed 78 total stolen bases.
It's crazy.
So it was obscene what that team's able to do with the running game. A lot of that's the pitchers, of course, but I think a lot of that is the warranted respect around the league for Salvador Perez.
Yeah, like obviously I was never gonna be Salvador Perez, but as a kid, you're like I like.
No,
the way
you,
that guy
not
plays.
you.
Me,
5'9", 180 mark.
You didn't think I could be like Salvi? I mean,
no.
the footwork's nice behind the plate, but I think we lack the arm a little bit that guy has. But I was like, I want to be like Salvador Perez. Like that's one of the guys I liked as a catcher growing up. Last team, Cleveland Guardians. I think we're allowed to be chalk on this one, just for the appreciation of Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, it's not even close. Jose Ramirez. Did you see the video that went viral of him in the Gold's Gym in his hometown, the DR, doing core work?
Didn't see
twist work. I quote tweeted the other day because like he's literally just in a local gym in the DR, and it's like this is one of the best third basemen ever.
I think.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's just hanging out in the gym in DR.
I think it also doesn't get talked about enough either. Like, he's a short king. He's listed at 5'8", 190, which is also hilarious. That's an inch smaller than me and 20 pounds on me. And I got a good feeling Jose Ramirez is not 5'8".
I don't think so at all.
He looks like he might be even smaller. And for him to be this dominant of a baseball player, and talk about a guy that should have never been this good. There was no hype around this guy. There was nothing with him. And he has turned into what could be one of the best third basemen of all time and is a clear first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, he's just fun to watch play.
Now, there's a really good chance that Jose Ramirez ends his career with 275 average, 400 homers, 400 stolen bases, and something like 70 WAR.
Yeah, it's insane. He's so
75.
good.
Yeah, it's
He's become even better at third base. He's stealing bases. He's so good.
No, he's a pleasure. I'm happy that we get to watch baseball at the same time Jose Ramirez plays it.
Yes.
Last division.
American League West. I know who's not going to be your favorite Angels player. He is
No,
mine.
definitely not. Who's it?
Mike Trout. Come on. Appreciate greatness. I know he's from the part of Jersey, which is basically Philly. And disgusting. But, I mean, Mike Trout, like, I think anybody who's our age or younger, like, this is one of the greatest baseball players you've ever watched play. And while he did choose to stay with a losing organization, knowing they're losing and knowing that they're dysfunctional and all the reasons that you hate him for being, like, basically a loser and staying with the Angels, man, the talent's unbelievable on this guy. He's so good.
No, it is. Being a teenager and watching, like, 2012 Mike Trout was pretty amazing to be a part of that. But, like, I tried to evaluate these guys and who they are now. So, like, Mike Trout now, I'm just watching him now, I'm like, all right, I wish he was better again. But I went Joe Adele.
Oh, interesting.
I love a guy like Joe Adele who just had so much shit thrown on his name, bust, all this nonsense. He might not have had a chance to actually break through this past year if he wasn't with the Angels because of how pitiful they are as an organization.
And Mike Trout having the DH.
Yeah, Mike Trout having the DH. And again, Joe Adele's not a center fielder. Hopefully doesn't play there anymore. But like him almost having a 40 home run season is really cool. Still only 26. Probably a lot more growing he can do as a hitter and a player. But I do think that Joe Adele is a good baseball player at this point. That's nice to see that we've gotten to that spot.
I do like that you picked what was at one point deemed what could be the most likely player to be the next Mike Trout and Joe Adele. Also, fun story about Joe Adele. I was supposed to interview him at spring training 2019. The day before he was going to have our interview with us, tore his ACL out for the year, sliding into second base. Never got that interview.
That does kind of suck. Yeah, big injuries like that, a lot rolling up against you, big swing and miss issues. Cool that again, with probably not much developmental help, he's gotten over that hump.
Yeah, almost no developmental help. Honestly, it's impressive what the Angels have done with what they have.
Joe Adele's probably played more minor league games than like their last 2 or 3 first-round draft picks together.
Oh, easily.
Right?
Zach Neto had what, like a year? Shanwell had
a month,
15 games. Ryan Johnson wasn't a first-round pick, but
no. Move on. Mariners.
Julio, J-Rod. Similarly, too, got to interview him when he was like 18 or 19, that same spring training that I was supposed to talk to Joe Adele, talk to Julio Rodriguez. What a nice guy. Unbelievably nice, really, really personable. Again, at the time, he was much younger, but he still had the prospect shine. So, like, there was no ego to him. You could get the sense that he was really excited about what was going on in his career. He was excited to play baseball, and I'm really glad to see that his career's turned out as good as it has.
Yeah, easily one of the most exciting players to watch in all of baseball. I figured you'd go Julio. That's your guy. Brian Wu.
That's your guy.
The way that guy can manipulate fastballs is beautiful to watch. Happy he got to stay healthy this year. Also love watching a guy like Brian Wu because he's a psycho on the mound. Even sometimes, usually the games he's pitching, he stays in the dugout and just goes nuts on the umpire, on the game, screaming, slamming the thing. He had that funny interview where the Mariners screamed bloody murder after they lost that game to the Blue Jays. But he's just a fun guy to watch, great energy, and happy to see a guy like him that wasn't, again, not much of a prospect.
Oh, he was
bad in college.
Yeah,
like it's a cool thing to see the developmental success of Brian Wu and the fact that how much upside I still think there is in a guy like that. He didn't even change anything this year. Just stayed healthy and he became one of the best pitchers in baseball. And like if there's any kind of breaking ball consistency that ever comes from Brian Wu, like we could be looking at a top 5 pitcher in the game.
Who's a dog? How about those A's of Sacramento right now?
Weird one for this. Tyler Soderstrom.
Oh, okay, nice. Shout out Tyler Soderstrom, just got paid too.
Got paid on Christmas, which is crazy. Shout out to that agent working through Christmas. But it's a guy like Tyler Soderstrom this year because not that he got passed, but the way that Nick Kurtz like came on the scene, it was kind of like that meme of like Andy like throwing away Woody, like I don't want to play with you no more.
I mean, even Jacob Wilson hitting like 320 for the entire year as a rookie. That's another one.
And like Tyler Soderstrom went from catcher to then first base. Then when Nick Kurtz came, he couldn't play first base anymore, and he went to the outfield. And all Tyler Soderstrom did is like go to the outfield, play it well enough to win a Gold Glove, cannon for an arm, and just hit super well the entire season. I know a lot of it was probably a little bit aided by Sacramento, but like this looks like such a rock solid baseball player. 24-year-old, now going to be locked up for 7 years. You're just going to eat 800 OPS seasons as a good corner outfield defender as a lefty bat. Awesome player. Doesn't get that respect.
Soderstrom's a great pick. I just went Jeff McNeil. Friend of the channel. Got to go with Jeff.
Did not expect that one.
Sad to see him go.
Yeah, sad to see that one go. Texas Rangers, similar?
Yeah, it's Jacob deGrom.
Jacob deGrom for sure.
Every time I hear Simple Man, immediately think of Jacob deGrom.
I heard it Saturday night, and I was like, Jacob deGrom. I was with people like they were like, "What?" I was like, "Never mind."
My cousin got married like a couple weeks ago, and her husband, his song with his mom was Simple Man. And I was like, Jacob deGrom. That's all I could think about in that very, very intimate moment with family. I'm like, Jacob deGrom.
I'm excited. I really want 2 more really good Jacob deGrom seasons too. Like,
We
I want to
are
see him have
owed
his twilight. He deserves his twilight. Again, maybe that motivates Mike Trout to go for it. These last few years he has.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Last team, Houston Astros. Who you got?
Hunter Brown.
Oh, yeah, that's your guy.
Another one, just pitchers I like watching. A guy that I really like. Started following him in the minor leagues when he was a pick out of JUCO, just like dripping with potential, but didn't really have any way to rein it all in. And another guy who, at the beginning of the 2024 season, around early May, added a sinker to his repertoire where he had an explosive fastball, he had a good curveball, he had a slider. I love when guys can command 2 breaking balls and multiple fastballs. Once you put that together, like, again, we've seen someone who's ascended to being a top 15, 12 pitcher in all of baseball, and it seems like it's just going right now. Credit to the Astros player development. Credit for Hunter Brown. He's a fun guy to watch.
That's really funny. You said 12. I think that's exactly where I ranked him in my
Really?
pitcher rankings. It was number
Nice.
12. I went with Jose Altuve. I think everyone's kind of gotten over the trash can thing, and we know that apparently he didn't really use them very often and was against it. It's just really cool to see a guy who's like 5'5" win an MVP, be one of the best players in baseball, one of the best postseason players ever. Another fun story with him too. I was at the game where he hit his first ever home run in Houston.
Really?
Yeah, me and my parents were just in Texas. We were like, I think I looked at the University of Texas, and then we were like, all right, we got to go check out the stadiums. Went to an Astros game. Jose Altuve hit his first ever home run. It was an inside the park home run. And
what?
Yeah, I think like Justin Maxwell and JD Martinez were also on that team. Like there were some weird names coming out of there. So yeah, it's a cool story I got. Jose Altuve's first home run being inside the Parker. So I like Jose.
Yeah,
that's it,
though. Short King.
Yeah, Short King. Stay in the Short Kings. All right, that's it. Those are our favorite players. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Windup. Let us know who your favorite players are. We'd love to see that in the comment section below. Drop a like on the video if you want to see us do this for the teams all time. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
And I'm Giraffe Nick Mark. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you all next time. Peace out.